Okay, air bases. You can have up to 220 planes. In that case, I'm going to send 120 fighters and probably 100 close air support. Although, I don't have any close air support to send you. We'll send you another wing of 100 fighters in that case. Oops. Wrong hotkeys. Shift. The Savoyard's crisis resolved a few days after the demand of the Commune of France was telegraphed to the Swiss government, seized the province of Haute-Savoie under the threat of armed coercion. The French characterised the demand with the need to end the persecution of the French population within the province. The Swiss government decided to avoid war and agreed, stating that a peaceful transfer of ownership was preferable to bloodshed. This is a victory for the French government, which has already declared the reclamation of Haute-Savoie a victory for the world's working class. Oh, it's 180 now. It changed. Boo. Well. Easily resolved. Were these the ones that were going to go to America? Did I just forget? CSA? Where are your air bases? Huh. They don't got any. I'm guessing you mean Chile as opposed to Peru. Mm-hmm. Well, I can now send them 200. So it was going to be 80 of them, which I think I'm going to boost up to 100. Whoops. That was a bit of a lag. Spike there. Ah, and we already have 80 here. Huzzah! No, we don't. We're just sending 80. Duh. Okay, then the other 100, which is you lot, currently in the Scottish Highlands. There we go. Although I could actually send them to Spain instead, and you know what? I would much prefer to do that. So hold, go here, fly. Then we're going to have one of these new wings, which is 100. Oh, hang on. Did I screw that up? I did, didn't I? You are supposed to be 80, not 100. What? Oh, for Pete's sake. We're happy now? Don't know what happened there. There we go. We're happy now. Right, so I have a set of 120 planes here, which are apparently not doing anything, so I'll just go ahead and expand you. And we have some more factories. Correction, we have another factory, which we are going to put into motorized, I think. Oh, yes, I'm also going to do this. Tanks have not arrived yet. Meanwhile, in Patagonia, my tanks are currently not doing very much. Just push straight back over again. You can continue attacking. You're at full strength. And you are still desperately trying to punch a gap over there, which you are actually doing. Peru declared war on Ecuador. Okay.
Move out.
Come on. Unfortunately, one of those extra divisions was destroyed. Hopefully we can get there before the second one's gone. Fuel refining 2. The federal collapse. Wow, that was a quick one. Blimey. Oh yeah, I'm not surprised. Look at the AUS. Damn. It appears that the federal government is on its last legs in the American Civil War. Already most of its land has been swallowed up by the other American factions, and what is left is but the last remnant of the army, now demoralized and suffering from mass desertions. Shocking, yeah, PSA is looking strong. MacArthur failing in his task. Let's go for hospitals researched, and we also have some more dockyards. A bunch of them actually. Did we finish researching sonar? In 4 days' time we will. Are you alright there, poet? New England, blah, 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 blah. It just came up so quickly. It's like... brrrr. Oh boy. Vambi Slayer, wants me to drink some tea. I will do that. As does Okaya. Which I will do too. And Dex Gaming X, thank you very much for the 15-month primary subscription. Very much appreciate the ongoing support there. Attack P and MJ Horn D, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, I thought that was deliberate as well. I was like, New England. Okay, yes, I'm looking at New England. What exactly about New England required you to post that in individual characters? Mod spam, best spam. Yeah, apparently. Oh dear. Alright, so we only have to wait 4 days. That is not a lot of production loss. That's fine. When are my tanks arriving? Fall of Boston. There they are. Puerto Rico declares independence. Their ranks swollen with recruits, the Puerto Rican nationalist rebels wrestled control of the island's capital, San Juan, and key military installations in one fell swoop. Foreign forces evacuated the island in the face of the coordinated assault. While the sporadic police resistance continues, the island has come definitively under nationalist control. Pedro Albizu Campos has been appointed president of the self-proclaimed Republic of Puerto Rico, and the new legislature has been assembled from within his party. While so far the nationalists have been occupied with the consolidating of their rule, their political agenda is clear. They continue to seek the total independence of Puerto Rico by any means necessary, and come what may. The eagle falls further. So the CSA took 10 states, the AUS took 2, and the USA was fully annexed. Wait, did we get... A careful application of force was sufficient for the syndicalist forces to dislodge the defenders of Boston's inner belt. After furious battles in the port, the city's defenders were forced to retreat across the Charles River towards Everett in a humiliating defeat. Both soldiers and civilians are in disarray. Interviews of syndicate men in the scene report that while they may have proved victorious against their enemies, the United States, only by a brutal battle, the invading troops are still prioritizing saving the historic monuments of Boston. The Athens of America has fallen. It's actually looking like it's going to be a fairly equal three-way war. I'm impressed. Oh no, CSA is way... Well, actually not way more, it's only about 20 more factories. No, it's about 30 more factories than the PSA have. And... You two are completely equal, so it's just the CSA that's in a strong position at the moment. If New England had gone to Canada, this would have been a very, very equal three-way fight. But as it is, the CSA is definitely ahead. Okay, you need a field marshal. You need the dream team back in place. So where am I going to deploy you? I think probably taking these guys out first would be good, although pushing the borders back down here would also be really good. I don't like how close you guys are to Zaragoza, so let's go ahead and just retake this. You're back in the day, so that's fine. This is also going to be under air control. 2 days. So the 11th of July. Alright, let's see where my other units are. So the tanks are pushing across here. They're having a good time of it. Chilean units are having a good time of it. And then the Indonesians over here. Not so much. There's the active sonar. Okay, let's go ahead and work on our destroyers. This might take a minute. S-class. They're actually terrible. A-class are actually really quick. That's what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. Okay, there are quite a few of those. And a lot of these. The VW class, the Volkswagen class, are the oldest and the worst of the destroyers we have. They are... just going to be straight up escorts. So the VW class E is going to have depth charges upgraded and it's going to have sonar added. And then all of you are going to be upgraded to the VW Class E's. Then you lot are also going to be upgraded to the VW Class E's. Because they're the same except for the fact that you are lacking anti-air. And it's easy enough to add. Otherwise you're identical. The E-Class are Tier 2 destroyers. And these actually look like they'd be screens, because they have got torpedoes and decent guns and decent engines. So the only thing that I think that these guys need to be upgrading... in fact, these don't need upgrading. These are fine. I could upgrade the sonar, I guess. Costs 128 just to upgrade the sonar. Not worth it. And then these guys, the ABCDs, I think are also going to be screens. And they also don't need upgrading. So these two are fine. These are the screeners. And we need to differentiate those. Do you value having at least one destroyer configured as a torpedo boat? I like to add torpedoes by screening destroyers if I have the dockyards to manage it. Yeah, you've just seen me do that. That's the difference between the screen class and the escort class. The escort class are the anti-submarine, the S-class are the... start again. The E-class are the escorts. They're the ones that escort the convoys, usually against submarines, and tend to have very good anti-submarine warfare capabilities. Then the S-class are my screening class. Those are the ones that screen for the high seas fleets. They tend to have torpedoes. The flag from the Union of Britain is pretty bad. Yeah, I prefer their old one. Don't buy the VW class because you think it has low emissions. Cheeky. Okay, so these are the screens. These are the ones that are going to be just fine with the big boats. Then... yeah, you're going to be that sign. So then the... where are they? Production. Ships. I need to get rid of the old ones. You're old. You're old. Dreadnoughts. Pre-dreadnoughts. Oh, we get cruiser subs. Interesting. I just realised I got rid of the 2 ships that I wanted to upgrade, which were the Class E. VW Class E is going to be the Skull and Crossbones. It is a escort class. Okay. Now, all of those have been researched. We can now switch to other things. It is 37. Working on the tanks already. That's going. Naval Doctrine. You know what? We want to start working on Naval Doctrine. Oh, hold on. Before I just blindly go forwards with my usual choice, we do need to make a decision here, because it is feasible for us to go base strike. We have a lot of carriers. We have an awful lot of carriers. You can still use carriers with fleet and being. They're not as good, but you can. Just how many carriers do we have? We have 8 carriers at this point. That's a lot of carriers. Versus 16 battle cruisers and 6 battle... no, other way around. 16 battle ships and 6 battle cruisers. That is very much looking like a naval support fleet. Especially as I am upgrading the... yeah, we never go base strike. I think we will go base strike. Real question is, will I want to build more carriers? Well, actually, the carriers that we have are remarkably modern. We can merge these guys together again so we can actually see what we have here. So yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 improved carriers, and only 1 that's converted battleship. So virtually all of these can carry 60 planes. They're actually pretty decent carriers. So yeah, base strike. So the first thing I'm going to do with the base strike is I'm going to make sure that we get the convoy escort stuff done, and then we'll go down the carrier line. In fact, honestly, we'll probably need to do the whole thing, because there's also submarine interdiction. I mean, base strike is very similar to fleet and being. It's a very balanced setup. It just emphasizes the carriers more than it does the battleships. That's the main difference there. Can I please name one of the carriers the HMS Enterprise? HMS? Who is this HMS you speak of? Where are my tanks? Tanks, tanks, tanks! You guys are in position. Staff office plan. It is time for us. Almost. Damn it. He was my other tank commander. Briggs, you're up. Okay. It is time for us to start pushing these foolish imperialists back onto the mighty iron treads of our tanks. His Mosley ship. Good save. Oh, I like that. His Mosley ship. Yeah, my thinking at the moment is I'll have like one central home fleet, which will be 4 carriers plus support, and then I'll have 2 smaller ones with 2 carriers each. That's my thoughts. I'll probably send the 2 twos to like Mediterranean, Pacific, respectively, as necessary. Formation of the Moscow Accord. For 2 decades, the Russian Republic was seen as the secondary power in the global stage. Dismantled after the Weltkrieg, it could no longer pose a threat to the German political hegemony in Eastern Europe, nor to Japanese ambitions in the Pacific. Since then, however, Russia has rebounded and once again lays down its ambitions. Russian diplomats have officialized a military and economic alliance, claiming to unite all the nations in Eurasia not aligned with either Germany or the Internationale. Although everyone is well aware that this Moscow Accord is merely an extension of Russia's sphere of influence, Russia seems to not buy this illusion either, and their expansionist rhetoric reveals that they will seek to restore the borders of their former empire with force. A new ally against Germany, but also a new threat. Huzzah for Wrangel. One of the few people that still has a hat. Okay, so having done this, I think the next thing I want to do is probably nibble away at the edge over here. Alright, your work there is done. Congrats. We're going to push this. And then we're going to push to the river. Once you've done that, go. Guys? You gonna attack sometime today? Thank you. Canadian operative captured. Jade Young. Shocking. Speaking of which, actually, we have an operative that we need to send to Spain. Just keep an eye on them. I know they're up to something. We have a lot of points, and I think I'm going to put it into the industrial concern. So we can keep the factories building faster. Looks surprisingly familiar, her photo. I skipped through it too quickly. We're almost ready with another set of soldiers, which is good. Carrier fighters and naval bombers, the only things we're short on now. We actually have sufficient of everything. So how about we train another armor division? That sounds like a good plan to me. Oh man, look how many tanks that were attacking this. Totalists in the Baratia Commune. And we also finished the Southern English industry. As the leader of the Baratia Commune's Maximist faction is recently elected head of state, Subhas Chandra Bose gave a fiery speech to the electrified crowd in Calcutta today, promising that his new totalist government would do whatever it took to deal a death blow to the colonial lapdogs of the northern Dominion of India and the decadent oppressors of the Western Princely Federation. He claimed that the Bharatiya Commune would stand on its own 2 feet to accomplish the task and to prove to the rest of the world that India was a force to be reckoned with. Interesting. What type of fighters do I have? Do I have fighter ones? I still have interwars. I really need to research better fighters. Really quite desperately. You know what, let's get the reconstructions done before we get these ones done. In fact, once I have that carrier in place, I can replace my converted battleship, and I can probably just scuttle it. Or keep it in reserve. 4 spare factories. Light tanks. Motorized. 2 in each? 2 in each. And we can get a new national focus. So we've basically completed the industry. We can still mobilize the industry. I mean, that efficiency cap is nice. But I think it's time for us to solidify Mosley. Sometimes even the most diligent syndicalist needs a small reminder of his duties. Sometimes that reminder should be given from behind a revolver's sights. Supply consumption goes down, division recovery and reinforce rate, which are actually really good for medium tanks. So, sounds good. Make it happen. British and French tanks fighting alongside each other. France actually sent all tanks as well. There are so many tanks in Spain right now. And how are you guys doing? You are once again not doing anything. Just do that. And Chilean volunteers, you know what? You can actually follow up with these guys because you can fight anywhere. Just support them. And then the Indo-Chinese volunteers, unfortunately that unit did die, but you're just going to keep on getting experience here and that's the main thing I need from you. So all good. All good. Now, did my Konev recover? Are you still ill? No, it looks like you're back in action.